Hello Internet. Today I'm going to be carrying on with the Detective Notes project that I started a few weeks ago. Hopefully we'll have it completely finished and working in the next hour. Now I remembered a mistake that I made, so I'm going to go start with that, but I finished a couple of other things. So here's currently what it looks like, although I'm going to do that. I probably will fix those button sizes because that's annoying me. First, let's fix the mistake I know I missed. If we know that someone owns a card, we also know that everyone else doesn't own that card, and that will help us to rule things out. So here we've just put, when we calculate the table, for every P in the facts, that's the facts are all things that people know, I am going to put the game.players. Now we're going to have to go through each of the game players for PL in players is just a numbered list. For I, where I equals 0, I is less than players dot, oh, the game dot players, the game dot players dot length I plus plus for I equals 0, I is less than the game dot players length I plus plus. Yeah, and then it's the game dot players f dot owner, no, I f dot card equals false. Semicolon that. Now notice that I actually end up setting the game's actual player to false as well. I could do an if here, but it seems easier just to fix it at the end. So that's the calculate table. Now I'm just going to throw in a bit of CSS because I'm getting annoyed by my tiny buttons. So head, style, there's a couple of things I want to do. One is I basically want every div to label itself. So yeah, div, I can just do that. Border colon 1px 1 pixel solid black. Just help me to see all the divs. And the other thing I want is every button and select to be slightly bigger. Is it I think we commas separate them. Select. So every button and every select should now have a height of, I'll make it 50 pixels for now. You can probably set the font there. I'll come back to that later when I remember. Let's see if that's actually changed anything if I hit Control R. So now we've got a drawing around all of our things. I might give them a margin as well. Margin 2px. And then more like what I'm hoping for, so I can hit my buttons ever so slightly easier. And Now we had the table last week. If we do this, we get a new game, and then a single event gets us the table looking a bit like this. So now we know that player 1 doesn't have scarlet rope thing. So and if we've got 5 players, that table gets very long, I think. So if I hit new game, oh, that doesn't currently draw the table. That should draw a table, I think. In fact, it's very important it draws the table if I get that, but I need to make my table drawing look much prettier than it currently does. Oh, that's our draw table function. Okay. So instead of drawing our table like that, we're going to actually make it look like a table. Which probably means that instead of looping around the players, we loop around the cards by type. So if you're a person first, or then person weapon thing. One of the nice things about this system is I've actually been very careful not to tie it to a specific thing, so we could easily have another category. Maybe there was a motive set of cards to work your way around. So I'm gonna try and keep it free from any of those kind of constraints, and it's all just what's in that table. R string. We probably will still use that string for now, but that will probably get thrown out at some point. I'm gonna loop through, oh, no caps, for, what do we reckon? I equals 0. Yeah, we use I fair, I equals 0. I is less than we have an array, don't we? It was like the game or something, the cards, B cards. I think I called it B cards. B cards. Nope. Okay. So look. It was B cards, but it was all lowercase. Okay, so back to draw. B cards dot length I plus plus. And this is each weapon type. So the first thing we'll do is we will add to our string a weapon type header. Ah, haha. Now this does need to be named. Okay, so C2 bracket. What are we going to do? We'll call it CT card type in B cards R string plus equals quote I think we need to make a table. Let's do it. In fact, let's make it as a table the more traditional way. So var tab equals, so I'm going to get rid of this R string. I don't think I need it anymore, and I don't think I need this funny tabley thing here. I'm going to make it the other way. Instead of making it by string, I'm going to make it by objects. R string plus equals, no, we're not using R string anymore, we're using the table. So tab equals document dot create element, create element, probably, and this is going to be table. Semicolon, and here, why is that so bright pink? I don't feel like document.createElement should be bright pink. For CT and B cards. Yeah, for every one of these, we'll do a table. We'll do a table row, and then it's T down, isn't it, next? So T R TR equals document dot create element, and this one's going to be a TR TH equals document dot create element TH, and this TH is going to need to have something inside it, so we'll do that with its inner HTML, I think. Var TH dot inner HTML equals CT, because CT no idea why that's so pink. It's a weird way of highlighting text. Okay. Is that what happened for all of the previous documents? Dots. Okay. So, if CT is its inner HTML, oh, that doesn't need to be there. Okay. Because TH is already in existence. We don't want to create a new one. TH document dot create element TH. We say it's inner to what the label is, and then for there, this would be CPOS. That's the card. No. C in B cards CT. Oh, it's a bit of a nasty nested loop, this, but because the CT cards are stored where they are, I kind of need to have this space in the middle. So there TR. No, I've got TR already. Ah, I'm gonna need a new TR. And I can. Okay, so here we go. TR dot. I've done adding children before. I did it in the select, didn't I? Make select. How did I do it? Append child. So I go back to where we was. Draw table. Append child. And we'll add the table header. And our table is going to get an appended child of TR, and that means we can forget about it now because we're going to make a new table row here. So TR equals document.create element, and this one is another table row, yeah. And this time we're going to have a TD, so there TD equals document.create element TD, and now we need another for loop. I knew this was going to be nasty. For p player pointer pp in the game dot players we can number that, that's fine. For I equal I is less than the game dot players dot length I plus plus progress document.create element. Now we're going to make a new element. This was wrong. We need this in here because we're going to make the element and then we are going to put something in this which is going to be a hideously confabulated string. Oh, and actually, no, we do need a TD on the outside, but we'll TD equals document dot create element TD. Yeah, I could have just copied and pasted that. It's true. This document.create element, that one is going to be the name of the thing. So it's C, isn't it? TD.inner HTML equals C. Then TD, there TD. In this one, its inner HTML is going to be one of three things. It's either going to be true, false, or undefined. So we'll need to, I think we need a switch statement on that. Or we can just use a bunch of ifs. Switch, and we're going to do a switch on the game.players. This is going to be a nasty one. I'll probably have to tidy it out. It's the players at I at, oh, that's not nearly as nasty as I thought it was going to be. The players at I at C. Now this could either be one of three things. Oh, I'm not going to use a case statement because I need a triple equals, and I don't think a switch statement uses that. So we'll have a val equals everything from here to there, so D2 bracket, and we'll just put that there. For I equals, no for loop, if val, oh, I should probably make that a variable. We don't want that to be affecting some global weird thing. Right, for val equal, if val equals triple equals, there's a reason it's a triple equals. I have no idea what's going on with this syntax highlighting. Just feels like after an equals, everything goes pink. Have I got some weird shape in my code somewhere that's making this confused? I think there is. I think there's a bracket out of place or something. The for loop's okay. Well, we'll have to, I think, I'm not going to find that very quickly unless I get a pointer to where it is. If val equals true, there is definitely a bug somewhere in my code. I have to find a place where it complains, where it does this weird highlighting first, I think. If val equals true, it's a td dot inner HTML equals t. That'll do for now. Let's go find this error. Inner HTML. This no longer equals that. We're now looking for equals tab. Let's, if we run it, Control R, Control Shift I. Got any problems yet? New game. Scarlet. White. Oh yeah, just add event. See what we get. Oh yeah, it would have to be a pen child now, wouldn't it? That's fine. What just happened there? Have I got caps lock on or something weird? Okay. Refresh that. New game, 5 players. Add event. People, weapons, rooms. That's a good start. I don't think I've appended anything else, but there's no complaint from the console. Debugger. So, why is this behaving so funny with its syntax highlighting? Let's see if we can find where it starts. No, you're happy. You've not gone pink. Even that's not gone pink. So this is looking normal, right? Equals. Everything's still normal. Still normal. See, that's not gone pink yet. Draw table. Ah, well, I have no idea what happened to change that, but everything seems to be happy again. If val, we'll do it as an else if, I think. Else if val equals false, td.inner HTML equals f. Right, that makes sense. Else, the only other condition is it's undefined, I think. And if it's undefined, td.inner HTML equals, and we use an underscore. In this loop, we're going to need to append various things, aren't we? Well, each of these is going to need to get appended. Okay. So tab.append child tr tr.append child, and this one's td, and then here we'll do the same, tr.append child td. We run it, Control R, new game, add event. Node.append child is, argument 1 is not an object. What line? 203. Ha! How silly. We ought to know something here. We definitely added an event which ought to have taught the machine that lots of people don't have scarlet rope or ballroom. Those also shouldn't be numbered. Those should be itemized. Okay, that's fine. I think I can fix that one relatively quickly. P cards CT C. Let's try that. New game, add event, scarlet white mustard, rope dagger, lead pipe, study. Okay, so that is definite progress. Next stage is to make sure these things actually get labeled. Ah. Yeah, of course. They're all undefined because it's looking for C, and I just mistakenly thought that C was the thing we were looking for, but it wasn't. C is going to be a number, one of the 3 weapons. Yeah. And that's not what we want here. In the same way, B cards. So instead, we now need this to be the same, B card CTC, which is more nasty, and that's what I thought it was more nasty. So here, I'm actually going to pull out into a variable, so I'm going to use it twice. So var card name equals B cards CTC, and this can now say card name. Yep. And this can now say card name. Now when we control R this, create a new game, add an event, we end up with a table. Nobody has any of those things except potentially player 0. And then let's add another one where maybe instead player 3 responds when we ask about the hall. Okay, everything else is the same. Add the event. Oh yeah, they all got appended. So now we know that this guy has hall, and these 2 don't have hall. And that's the only thing that's changed. There's no other information. So before pending all these children, we might need to remove children. I think that function was has child nodes and remove child. While no, we're going to need res table again, but now we'll put it in a variable. Tab div equals document got element here. Tab div. But before we do that, it's while tab div dot has child nodes, and that's a function, but we still need to bracket that. I have no idea if I can. I want to use the surround function, but I can't quite work out how I'd type that. Then we're going to do a quick remove. Oh. Is caps lock here? Yeah. Caps lock is now definitely on, and that's messing me up. Vim is great except for caps lock. Boy, does caps lock confuse me. Tab div, because of course when caps lock's on, all of the keys do whatever they do when you're holding shift, and that some of them do completely different things. Tab div dot remove child. Remove last child, I think. Last child. Semicolon. Okay. And I think we should draw the table as soon as we start a new game. New game. We have a function called new game, don't we? There it is. So as soon as we've done all that, draw table. Semicolon. Controller. New game. Remove last child is not a function. Maybe it's just remove last. Remove last is not a function. Okay, it's time to go on the internet. JS remove last child. Remove last child. Well, that works. Was it remove child, or was it just remove? Yeah, it's remove child and then last child. Okay. Remove child. Tab div dot last child. And that wasn't even a function, that was a property. Control R. New game. There you go, we've got a new thing. Add an event. It's drawing them all fresh. Someone else responds to a different fact, maybe the dagger. Add event. Now we know that that person has the dagger. Yeah. If I told someone else that player 0 had Scarlet, if we knew that Scarlet had that, and then we'd know, yeah, that wouldn't clear up everything. Although, oh, it's too late to undo. I might need to put an undo adding fact button. I think what I'll do instead is, instead of having these as TDs, I think I'm going to actually put buttons in there, or something somehow clickable. Currently this works though, so that's progress. We have a system by which we can keep all of our notes. We can add the basic facts and we can add these. That's a good start. I think there's still more we can do to make this a little bit tidier. I would really like these to be buttons, bigger buttons, probably the main focus, and then do the events as a different thing. So, because we can make these buttons, we can add our facts like that. So I'm going to go down to the to-do bit that I never bothered to look at here and change what we want to do. One, we want to change this, change to buttons on table. Now ideally we'd be able to make it so that you click on them, you can either say I know something, nothing, whatever, and that will set the facts up based on that. I think I'm going to need to run through the fact table and use something like that to change the CSS so we can give a background to them. That would be a handy thing to have, and then we'll make them probably links instead of buttons. So we've got the table sorted, done that. Calculate changes, yep. The other thing I'd like to do is have a count of cards. Count cards. Because if we can count cards, that might be a way of getting a little bit of extra information. Because if we know someone has 3 cards, we know they don't, or if each person has 3 cards and we've got 3 cards down for them, we know they have no more cards, and that will help us to narrow things down for everyone else. Yeah, so we'll add that later. I think our priority right now is to get the buttons on for the facts on the table. So when we draw the table, we should be able to ask if the fact exists. I hope that doesn't mean searching. Currently, that might mean a really long search, and that feels horrible because when I draw it, I'll have to ask the array of facts to see if it's been asserted, and the array of fact is just an ordered list. What if we change our facts array altogether? So we'll get rid of that fact adding system. It works, so that's a good place to start, but I want to get rid of that fact adding system. And have another table that looks a bit like our final table, except that it is fact, that it can assert facts. So instead of being a calculated one, there's a preset table that looks very similar. So this isn't going to be pretty because there's quite a bit of, it's quite a nasty change to have to make, I think. I'm going to clear out the fact div so at least that doesn't bother us. increment it, I think. Fact. Oh, no, I won't do that just yet because I've still got too much that refers to it. Okay. So we now need to turn our table letters, which we now have, into links. Let's stick an href around them. We can do that. It's going to be a bit tricky because the function's going to have to, they're going to have to know something about themselves, the function that they're going to have. Well, we can do it, we can do it. Draw table. So now, let's change these guys to, we'll leave that. We're going to stick an A on the outside, inside the table row, there, aref, no, A. I don't like calling it A, it's such a short thing, but that's what it is. It's an A from HTML. We'll call it, yeah, aref is probably sane. Aref equals document.create elements. This probably works. Never done this where I create A's in this format before. Aref dot set attribute. An href needs to be, that's void, JavaScript void, isn't it? I feel like it's supposed to look something like that. Oh, can I just set that on the, can I just set an on click on the, I think I can just set an on click on the table down. There, td.set attribute on, is it click? It's just click, I think. And that will now be a string, probably, and that string will be a call to a function. Let's just put alert. Do we know it's which weapon is alert? Let's see if plus card name, that's quote, close bracket, semicolon. Close bracket, semicolon. Well, it might work. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else. New game. New game is not defined. Missing semicolon before statement detective. Yeah, that would have messed it up, wouldn't it? Let's get rid of that semicolon. td set attribute, comma, plus card name. Why did I write there? That might have been the problem. We got everything. Are these clickable? I bet that's a jQuery thing. Click. Is it on click? It's on click in plain JS apparently. Let's try that. It didn't even look like there was a capital, did it? Nope. So we should be alright like that. Refresh that. New game. We might have to make it an ahref. A string. Oh, we still got the A. And a ref dot set attribute, and it was href, comma, and then we were going to go JavaScript void, which may be the right way of doing that. And now, instead of appending a child to this, we will now append a ref, and here a ref is going to have td. Control R, new game. So these are all linked. I'm going to click on there. Does nothing. But they are links. Definite progress here. I really want to get this working before I call it a day. So it's not JavaScript void. What do you write if you want an href without HTML a tag run JS. Yeah, I'm not going to use jQuery right now. Probably could from href tag. Here we go. Ahref JavaScript. Oh, I can do it in the href, can I? Okay. So if instead I said it's href to JavaScript alert. I'm just going to put a number in there for now. Oh. Huh. Well, that was never going to work. I think this is better anyway if that actually works, but it will mean a couple of Well, I can probably get away with a single quote there and not lose the quotage. And then plus card name, quote. Oh, there should be a plus there as well. Close bracket. Close bracket, close quote. Just have a quick check back at where we were. I didn't need a semicolon on there. Get rid of that A that suddenly appeared. Control R. New game. Scarlet. Yay. So, I'm going to call it a break now. I know using alerts is terrible for debugging, but saves a bit of bother looking for the console. So we've got, I'm going to change it now so that next time when I come back in and do this, I should hopefully be able to get it so that when I click on those, they change their status to rope. When you click on them, they change the status. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day, so come back next week to find out how I make that table work. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and all of that, and see you then.